Yeah. I wanted to talk to you about time management and habits that you've found over the years that help you stay focused enough to have this kind of, I don't know, dual life. You said you didn't tell me. What is your job, first of all?
Yeah. I am the director of admissions at a college
Oh, wow.
that specializes in things like video game design.
Oh, cool. So
But
it's kind of like parallel-ish, right?
ish,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it is. It lets me exercise a different part of my brain, and I really do like um, I mean, I think that there's a lot that I really actually do like about having kind of the 9 to 6 job thing. I have done it forever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's a nice balance for me. I get to talk to students about their artwork, but it's generally kind of a different medium, different process, kind of a different universe than what I do, which is nice. I think that being surrounded by only people that produce work in your medium or your style or your whatever, is not it's not probably good just to be in an echo chamber for one, but also, I mean, there is a lot of really cool work being produced that is, maybe more specific to a different industry than me. And I think it's good or interesting just to be aware of it. I like writing. I like, there's a lot of stuff that I get to do by having the job. But yeah, I also produce a crazy amount of artwork. I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
allowed to curse, by the way. Am I
You
allowed to
can say
curse
whatever
on
the
your
fuck you want.
Okay, cool. I produce a fuck ton of paintings, and that is something that I have also done a lot. But people usually seem to know me as either role and rarely both. So you would either know me because I am a school representative or the big scary admissions person that's going to let you into college or not, or you know me as this person that paints every day and shares paintings on the internet. But very rarely do people know both.
Yeah. You're kind of like you're kind of blowing up your spot, I mean, this podcast isn't that big, but you never know.
I know. Well, I mean, it's not exactly a secret per se, but I don't really go out of my way to tell people about the other life, I mean, I'm not going to go on my Instagram where I'm posting all my paintings and talk about my day job. And I'm also not going to go to work, and be like, hey
kid.
everybody, like,
check out my work.
Check out my, follow me on Instagram, kid. So, I mean, they just don't. It's funny how little they overlap, honestly. Yeah. Very rarely do people kind of know both things. And usually people that know one are surprised to hear about the other. So If you know me primarily as a painter, those people are usually surprised that I work 40 hours a week.
Very surprised.
Yeah, and vice versa. So so time management.
Tell me about
it. You really got to manage it, man. When you got 2 full-time jobs. So I think that one of the big things for me is that I really like painting. So like, when I get off work at the end of the day and I've been talking to art students and writing emails and doing whatever I do in my day job all day, I want to paint. I like painting, I like, that's actually kind of what I do to relax. I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't know. That's actually just kind of where I go naturally to unwind or whatever. And so I think that, that I have made a point to paint for myself a lot, even when I have like commissions lined up and projects, client work, things that I have to do for people. I still make a point to just like paint for fun, paint for myself in the middle of it, because that's the only way, man. If all of my painting projects were just something I had to slog through. I don't know. I would not want to do it because it would feel like work all the time. So
Yeah.
even though my day job, I start at 9, I'm over at 6. I like to cook. So I'll cook dinner, whatever, do whatever, and then kind of return to my same studio space in the evenings and paint until 10 o'clock at night. While that on paper is like a 13-hour work day or whatever, minus a couple food breaks, it actually doesn't really feel that way to me most of the time. If I have a lot of big deadlines coming up for one thing or the other, then it does feel like I'm being crushed by it a little bit. And I actually will be leaving my day job this year at the end of this year.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to ask, like, how long do you think that's going to last? Because
3 more months is how long it's going to last.
Yeah.
I've always said that I'll do both as long as I can happily do both. But at this point, I have a lot of art projects that I don't have time for anymore. And I think I'm going to probably eventually put all my eggs in one basket. But yeah, I mean, honestly, the best thing that I can do for time, or that I could recommend to others for time, is to like make sure that you are putting yourself in a position where you enjoy the art stuff or whatever it is, music stuff, whatever that other thing is for you. Make sure that you like want to go do that. Meaning you have it set up somewhere that you like to be. You're not in a musty basement or with a shitty wooden chair or something that, like you don't want to be like, ugh, I gotta X, Y, and Z, because you won't, you just won't do that, So yeah, I mean, my thing is that like my studio space, I have good speakers. I have my laptop, I have my chair. I like my zone here. So for me, I like kind of retreating to this space, and I have rules set with myself where, if I feel like I need to be producing stuff, I need to work on something, whatever, I allow myself to only work on it for an hour and go and do something else. I don't have to work for 5 hours every time I sit down to paint. I can do it for 20 minutes and then go, all right now, and then leave. That's okay,
Totally.
So for me, it's just about like, obviously you have to manage your time, because, if you only spend time on whatever your creative project is, if you only spend 1 day a week, then you're spending 50 days a year. And if so, I mean, you gotta, like, if you put out one painting every 6 months, that means that you'll be 40 by the time you put out, it's just, it's you have to keep in mind that like days pass fast, and you need to carve out time to do this thing. Because you blink and it's been months and you've only worked twice, and that's a big chunk of your time in your life. So, but yeah, for me, it's like low pressure, go work on stuff because you feel like it. I like getting up on a Sunday morning and making coffee and putting music on and painting for a couple hours in the morning. I like doing that. So that's kind of what keeps me doing both, is that I feel like I am not, even though I'm really busy with the art thing and I do find myself hyperextended a lot, I don't have to convince myself like a homework assignment to paint every time.